Good evening. This is Dave Query coming at you once again from my dock here on Fox Lake near Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. And as you can see, it's just another unbelievable, amazing evening on the lake. Last evening, I believe I left you with a shot of the sky that was somewhat more ominous than this, and it did indeed produce a rainstorm quite a bit later. That was just kind of the leading edge that you saw there, and I think we got like a half an inch or something, not too bad. But Fargo to the west of here, and Moorhead, where we actually used to live until about 6 months ago, I actually just got hammered. I guess they got, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches, and streets flooding and all that. But anyway, just wanted to start my dock talk off here this evening. Just a couple things kind of hit me just as I was kind of preparing for this video tonight. You know, certain lessons that life teaches you. And for me, it's fishing. Fishing has kind of taught me something this evening. You'll see, let me see, you can see that little pole there. And, where is it? This here little lure happens to be one of my favorite lures. My favorite is a black and silver one that's a little shorter even, that I lost on another lake that I couldn't get. But this one, as it's happened several times, I got it snagged in them weeds there. And then you'll notice, where is it? That pole right there is hooked, or the line is hooked on that little swimming dock right over there. And you ask what this has to do with anything. Well, the best fishing happens to be in cover, in the weeds and reeds over there, and underneath docks such as that, any kind of structure where fish tend to hold tight to. They like having a feeling of security, having, you know, some kind of cover to go back to. And no matter how many times I get my gear hung up, I will either, you know, put the pole down and do as I just did and get myself all wet by wading out into the weeds to retrieve my lure, and as I will probably be doing here, I have to wade out there to go unhook that one, because I know that the best fishing is there. And in life, that's kind of the way it is. You keep pressing on in business. Even though you know there's weeds, and even though you know there's snags and obstacles, you just keep picking up and you know, going and retrieving your stuff if you can. If not, you cut your losses and move on. And that's how I kind of relate. Wow. Strange things. I just looked up in the sky, and there was an egret, a smaller form of like a heron, a fish bird, just was coming right at me, and it just decided to drop a deuce, spreading across about 12 feet, just, and it came within about 6 feet of the dock. You just about saw me get splattered by bird dew. But anyway, I suppose there's another life lesson in there. Even if you get crapped on, move on. It was a near miss. But one other thing that kind of hit me tonight is my wife's cat. Or actually, we have two cats, but I consider only one cat, the cat that I got her probably 10 years ago, that I actually like. I'm not much of a cat guy. We got another cat that's kind of his, companion, somebody that, or a cat that we got to kind of keep him company, and that cat's rather antisocial. And that cat got out, and I haven't seen him in a day or so, but Augustus, my wife's orange tabby, just kind of a fat Garfield type, just hanging out, loves everybody cat. And he's always been an inside cat, occasionally, real occasionally, venturing outside, but usually sticking close to the house if he does. He's declawed up front, and but more recently, he's been getting out more and more. If you don't watch it, he scoots out, and now he's feeling his oats, and he's decided to go venturing off into the woods, and he won't come to my wife, he won't come to me, because he's starting to figure out that there's a whole wide world out there that he's yet to discover. And I went into the woods after him, and my wife said he'd climbed a tree, but what he had done is walked up a blowdown, a tree that was kind of sitting sideways, a dead tree. So I went in after him, calling him nice, and he just slowly sauntered back down the tree, one quite similar to that one there that's kind of sideways, and wandered off into the bushes, and leaving me to trip through the poison ivy in my boots and shorts, which I promptly washed myself down with Dawn soap when I got in. That's a tip for you. If you know you've been into poison ivy, wash the hell out of yourself with Dawn soap. It cuts the oil, and that's what itches, is the poison ivy oil that you get on you. But anyway, back to my point. He's now decided to hole up in the garage, and he's figured out that there's a bigger world out there, and much like we are as people, we're stuck in our ruts, in our comfort zones, as it were, as the kitty was in the house. But then we start getting out and feeling and seeing what the world has to offer, and starting to think that, hey, maybe we can make it out there. And the fact is that you can make it in the business world if you decide you're going to. Just like Augustus, or Gus as we call him, could make it out in the real world, out in the woods. He'd have a bit tougher time. He's going to be wondering where his food dish is this evening. If he decided to, hopefully for my wife's sake, and even for me, I like him, he decides that his food dish is worth coming back in for. I thought he was going to get it here a couple of weeks ago, when he went outside and got rained on by torrential rain, and he was standing at the patio door squawking to get in, and I took a film of him. I should cut that into this video. I took a film of him whining to get in, and I just kind of laughed. But at any rate, I guess those are my thoughts for this evening, and once again I've rambled on here. Good Lord, it's almost 9 minutes. But I will leave you again with a parting shot and ask you, are you comfortable like Augustus? Just hanging out inside, or do you want to venture out? Do you want to make it on your own? My other point, are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to go fishing in the weeds, or risk getting snagged and held up and losing something that's important to you? Like I've lost too many lures to count, and they don't give them away. They're $5, $6, $7 a piece anymore. So if you have any thoughts on that, leave them below the video. And once again, I'll mention the Think and Grow Rich call, which is something I listen to daily. And you can listen to the replay as well if you don't make it at 8 o'clock Just trying to jump off the dock, but I'll part once again with a look at that, folks. This is where I live, and you know, I'm not entirely to my goal yet, but man, this is part of it, and this is something else, isn't it? Well, you guys have a good evening. I love y'all, and we will see you on the next video.